Hey guys, welcome to Minding My Royal Business channel, and I'm here with another video. This time it's an article from the Daily Mail regarding Megyn Kelly going in on Meghan Markle for constantly referring to Prince Harry as her husband. She also claims that Meghan is a liar for claiming to have never looked Harry up before meeting him. So the article goes on to say that Megyn Kelly didn't hold back during the latest episode of her podcast, where she criticized the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for ripping on the royals, to whom they owe literally all of their fame and most of their fortune. I agree with that line, and I too also did watch that podcast, and I quite enjoyed the way she ripped into Markle. But I digress. Let's continue to read this article. Kelly, who claimed Americans don't like royalty, took great annoyance to Markle's constant reference to Harry as her husband. "We get it. You bagged the gorilla," she said on Tuesday's episode. "Congratulations, you got the big bear, and you want all of us to know." The criticism came after Megyn had uploaded another episode of her Stereotypes podcast, where she raved about Harry's parenting skills. "Oh, my husband? Oh, he's great," Markle 41 said on Tuesday's episode when she was asked if Harry contributed much to the parenting side. She went on to elaborate that the Duke 38 helps get Archie downstairs while she cooks breakfast during their chaotic mornings. "Oh, your mornings are so chaotic, Megyn, with your 20 nannies. I bet they are. I made breakfast for all three of them. It's very important to me. I love doing it," Markle said on her podcast. Kelly also claimed that the now Duchess was a liar about never looking up the royal family prior to her relationship with Prince Harry. "I never looked up my husband online," Markle told Oprah at the time. "I just didn't feel the need to, because everything I needed to know he was sharing with me, or everything we thought I needed to know he was telling me." Oh, pobrecito. In a conversation with Christopher Anderson, who has promoted his new book, The King, The Life of Charles III, he chuckled to Kelly when he claimed Megyn, like every other young woman, knew about the royal family. She, like every other young woman that age, they were all in love with the royals. There are pictures of her at the gates of Buckingham Palace when she was a teenager, the author said. "Let's get real. There's always that eligible bachelor," Kelly agreed. "For my age, it was JFK Jr. For her age, it was Prince Harry. She was a liar. That's really what we're both saying. She lied about it. She lied." Kelly also had a bone to pick with the Sussex shocking interview with Oprah, especially the alleged claims of racism. Meghan and Harry claimed in that interview that a family member had bemused what skin tone their child would have during Meghan's pregnancy. All day they both declined to say who it was at the time. However, Anderson claimed the conversation did not happen during Markle's pregnancy, but rather before their engagement announcement. It was an instant conversation about two people who are going, if they are going to be grandparents. Charles and Camilla were speculating on what the kids might look like. Obviously, you have two very attractive people here. And gee, I wonder what color their eyes will be, what their hair would be like. You know, this kind of thing. It was something I would say was relatively benign and witnessed by several people, and then spun into something toxic. Anderson went on to say that men in gray who operate the monarchy behind the scenes may have misinterpreted the conversation by the time it got back to the couple. "It was a game of telephone. Let's put it that way," Anderson told Kelly. I mean, I could see if, I mean, it happens all the time. If a person have to be white or black, I could see where an innocent conversation could take place on what color, if their hair going to be curly, if their hair going to be straight, if they're going to be black, if they're going to be red. I could see that being an innocent conversation and it being spun out of control. The article goes on to say, Kelly said that the conversation between the now king and his wife shouldn't be considered racist. "You're just curious about how baby's going to look," she said. "A negative judgment attached to darker skin would be racist, but just wondering, that's not racist." Anderson, a grandparent himself, said he too speculated what his own would look like and said the Sussexes jumping to that conclusion was pretty irresponsible. Kelly and Anderson also compared Charles' past to Harry and insinuated that the son should know that his dad is not a racist. Everybody remembers Harry's past. I mean, he had trouble with drugs, he had trouble when he was a teenager. The tabloids had a field day with that Nazi uniform he wore to a costume party. He said some things people interpreted as being anti-Muslim to some army buddies. Anderson also cited that Harry had been pulled out of clubs drunk many times in the past and that Charles never wavered. He backed Harry. He got him the help he needed when he needed it. He would not banish Harry, Anderson claimed. It's too bad that Harry couldn't remember that part of their relationship. Kelly also criticized that Meghan wants us to give a damn about what title her kid is going to get. Well, we don't. We don't care. And they're still whining about it. Just to briefly summarize this article, I did actually watch that podcast and I did enjoy it. Megyn Kelly really do have a point. It gets quite annoying to hear her refer to Harry as my husband, my husband, my husband. In Creole, we have a thing that we say is pâté. Did you ever not aspire to be a wife? I mean, you were a wife before, but why is this so different where you just have to keep saying my husband, my husband? It irks. It's just, his name is Harry. His name is Harry. It's weird, and I totally get what she's saying. And another thing is, back on the baby and skin color issue, I mean, I can feel where she can feel like I can see where she can feel like they were trying to be racist, but at the same time, I mean, even in a non-racial relationship, you always would wonder what the kid is going to look like. So I feel like they did take that out of context and totally blew it out of proportion during the old Oprah interview. Tell me what you think, you guys, and we'll discuss it below. Ciao.